My name, as I said before, is Ethan Kenvarg, and I'm a program manager with Apprenti. Today, I'll be acting as your Master of Ceremonies. Apprenti's national graduation is a celebration of 143 apprentices completing our technology apprenticeship program in the first quarter of 2021. As you entered into the event, you may have seen some of these names scrolling across your screen, which are going to be displayed again at the end of our ceremony. So let me be the first to say congratulations to all of our graduates. We are so pleased for you. However, this success would not be possible without the many stakeholders that help enable and support our program. With that in mind, I am really honored and very excited to introduce our first speaker, who is an incredible public servant and advocate for registered apprenticeship. Please join me in welcoming Melissa Stark, Utah's Commissioner of Apprenticeship Programs. Melissa, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Ethan. You know, I'm really excited to have this opportunity and really feel honored to be with you all today. It's just an honor to be able to welcome and celebrate this graduating class of apprentices in the IT space. We know that there's a huge need in this, and we know that today we celebrate the achievements of many. But specifically, I want to talk to two groups here: the apprentices themselves, the graduates, those that have completed your programs, and maintaining employment in the tech industry. You're very well on your way to a very long and successful career. And you completed this program during what the world was calling, we were upside down, right? You probably started in one form and then ended your program in a very different world due to the pandemic. And that speaks to a lot of your resilience and your being able to adapt your learning modality and change maybe even the environment that you're working in. You might have been in the office and had to go at home. But that also speaks to our hiring companies. And I want to applaud you and congratulate you and thank you for being creative, for being committed to having your apprenticeship program and keeping your apprentices on. We know that you have so many other things to deal with your workforce, again, being turned upside down, and what direction was your company going to head as a whole, let alone this program that you were trying to train people in. But if there's anything that we've learned, it's that tech is still growing. And if it wasn't before, it's even on steroids now for that very same reason, because people are working differently. They're working from home. There are new needs and things that are going to be created, and things that people are going to need to develop security platforms for, and being able to have help desks for, and IT support, and again, just designing new things. So this is just an exciting time, I think, to be a part of apprenticeship. It speaks to the importance of being able to develop programs. We know that, again, the skills gap is nothing new, and it might even be even more so now, because we have a lot of people that were laid off from different types of industries that now are looking for new industries to get into. And so that could, in effect, create a bigger skills gap for those that are looking to get in. And we know we have history, decades of history, that shows the way we've been doing business isn't the way we can continue in the future. And so this is just another opportunity that we can continue to build on. And here in Utah, we have one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country right now. We're still growing. We have been one of the best in the nation for business communities and the climate for business, but also for people to live and work and play. And it's something that we're known for. And I don't know why I'm talking about it, because I like to keep it a secret. I don't mind if you come to visit, but, you know, truth be told, we do need help here too. So, you know, this is exciting, an exciting time to be a part of this. And I just want to congratulate you all for your resilience and commitment again, and your accomplishments, and hope that we can continue to grow these programs. And it's really important too that people see the commitment level, again, of the hiring partners, and that they want to become part of it. And this will help us to grow our business community. So with that, I will leave you and just congratulate you again, and happy to be a part of this celebration with you today.
Thank you so much, Melissa. That was really Powerful words, and so happy to have you here. With that, I actually would like to pass it along to Jennifer Carlson, who is Apprenti's Executive Director. So Jennifer, please take it away.
Well, thank you, Ethan, and welcome everyone to the graduation ceremony today. It's always a exhilarating time when we get to turn loose our apprentices into the real world now and consider them journeymen or capable of doing the work on their own. And we couldn't do it without strong supporters across the country, not the least of which, of course, is Melissa, and she's been such an incredible advocate for us since the program started. And every state has a different bar and a different set of unique challenges in understanding how to function with apprenticeship in a new world, where apprenticeship is becoming adopted in new sectors, things that have been adapted around the world. The United States is maybe uniquely late to the party, but we're able to scale probably at a faster level. And we couldn't do that without government advocates like Melissa and the state of Utah and all of the work that they've done in helping this program get up and running. As I said, those unique challenges were no different there, but the state is in a different position, and that there is one ecosystem that we can go to help kind of navigate the waters across the entirety of the state. Melissa has been central to that from day one in our operation there, both in helping us find partners strategically in the locations that we were operating, bringing employers to the table, and advocating for adoption of apprenticeship. So with that, I want to say both a heartfelt and deep thank you from me personally for all the work that you've done, Melissa. And I also want to say that this is well-earned and the first award that Apprenti is given. So you get to be our first ceremonial award winner. And for our Government Partnership Champion Award, Melissa Starr, you will have received one of these in the mail very, very shortly. These are in the process of being crafted, but more importantly, we want this token to come to you as a representation of our appreciation for all that you've done, not only for Apprenti, but for apprenticeship as a whole. Thank you so much for all your work.
Thank you, Jennifer. Such a pleasant surprise. This celebration was about everybody else today, but thank you for letting me be a true partner. I really enjoyed it, have learned a lot, and feel like I have a lot to give, and feel very passionate about this subject, as you can tell. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. Ethan?
Well, let me just reflect those thanks, Melissa, and Jennifer and I and all of the rest of us at Apprenti feel really, really strongly about your partnership and are really thankful for it. So now I'd like to move on to talking a little bit more about those apprentices we have been referring to so much. As you all have already heard, Apprenti has graduated nearly 150 apprentices so far in 2020 alone. However, each one of these apprentices' path to and through their apprenticeship is completely unique. Right now, I'd like to take a look at just one of those apprentices and introduce a brief video about Kate Mathe, an Apprenti graduate and current software engineer at Kroger. Kate's story was recently highlighted by PBS in their From Here to Career series. So with that, let's take a look and hear about Kate.
I've been through it all. Bad home life, health issues, bouts of homelessness. I've had my college career derailed twice. Having options like Apprenti or just the boot camp in general meant that I could be successful without a college degree. My name is Kate Mathe, and I'm a software engineer at Kroger. I spend my day working on the applications that support our stores and how they deal with customers. I may work with Java for most of my day, but I also get to work with a SQL database. I get to spend a lot of time talking about the overall architecture of the project, and I even get to help mentor other new developers when they come in. My first year at Loyola was one of the best years of my life. Unfortunately, I discovered quite a few health issues along the way. I was getting sicker by the day. I decided to see a specialist, and I was diagnosed with interstitial cystitis. I had to make the decision between paying for cab fare to get to the hospital or paying for my tuition. I chose my health over the school that I worked so hard to get into. The entirety of the time that I had spent recovering and getting myself healthy, I was freelancing, doing what I loved, but it just wasn't sustainable. So I decided to return to my second love, which was programming. That's when I decided to look into boot camps to see if I could streamline my career a little bit. Apprenti is a program that you still have to do everything that you would do to get into boot camp, but you don't pay for boot camp. They match you with an employer before you go to boot camp, so you're guaranteed a job afterwards, and that takes care of the financial burden. When I interviewed, my employer didn't know my gender, they didn't know my name, they had no information on my educational background, they had no information on my work history. All they had were my initials, and they got to determine if I was going to be a good personality and cultural fit, and that was enough for them to invest in me. We focused on full stack development, how to create what you see on the web or the application, as well as everything that backs that up and makes it work. There's an immense amount of opportunities in every area of this company. We do sell groceries, but we also have an entire logistics team. We have warehouses, we have customer loyalty programs, we have technology in all of these areas. Kind of forced to be a lifelong learner. Technology is changing so fast, and employers do a really good job of making sure that they help you keep up with that, whether it's individual training programs or even higher education. And that's something that I've taken advantage of at my own company, is the ability to finish my degree. So I did get to go back to Loyola, my dream school, and Kroger is helping me finish that dream.
Wonderful. Just so happy that we could have heard such a remarkable story, and we're really honored to have had Kate as part of our program. As I said earlier, we've had nearly 150 apprentices graduate in just the first quarter of 2021. And experiences like Kate's just wouldn't be possible without the support of our incredible employer partners. At companies big and small, apprentices are supported by their mentors, managers, and executives who believe in the power of apprenticeship to develop and diversify their workforce. One of these many companies is Amazon, who has worked with Apprenti as a partner for recruiting and retaining veteran talent. I'm really excited to have somebody here from Amazon to say a few words about their partnership with us at Apprenti. And with that, I'm really pleased to introduce Nick Curry, who is Amazon's Manager of AWS Military Initiatives and Apprenticeships. So Nick, I'll pass it on to you.
Thanks, Ethan. And thanks everyone for letting me join you today. My name is Nick Curry, and I've been leading the apprenticeship program at Amazon for the past 3 years. Our program began in support of Jeff Bezos's Joining Forces pledge to hire and train 25,000 veterans and their spouses. And this program contributes to Amazon's Office of Federal Contract Compliance Programs, or OFCCP, and those compliance goals. A founding principle of our program is that candidates from the military community, veterans, transitioning service members, and their spouses demonstrate strong Amazon leadership principles, but have limited industry tech experience. Providing training to bridge this technical skills gap produced strong overall hires at Amazon by investing in the time to train these potential employees versus deciding not to hire them at all. When I think back on our first year of the apprenticeship program and the meager pilot of only 60 apprentices we hired, I couldn't imagine being in the place we are today. This year, we will be close to hiring our 1,000th apprentice into the program. And personally, as someone who retired from the US Navy after 20 years of service, it gives me immense pride knowing that the team I lead is able to give back to the military community in such a meaningful, purpose-driven way. Speaking of my team, I would be remiss not to mention the team of recruiters that work tirelessly to help find and hire these candidates into the apprenticeship roles all across Amazon. Our apprentices have worked in virtually every company from Audible to Alexa. And that growth from 2017 to where we are today simply wouldn't have been possible without the partnership of Apprenti. Amazon's been partnering with Apprenti since 2017 to help support Amazonians, both future and current, as they gain critical competencies to move into higher skill, better paying technical roles, either within Amazon or beyond. Apprenti has been there every step of the way with us, from registering all 700 plus current apprentices we've hired into the DOL systems, to answering endless questions about GI Bill benefits. Apprenti has facilitated the scaling of our program through their amazing support through administration, training development, and aid in finding grant funding to help defer the cost of training for us. All of this support allows Amazon to hire and pay all apprentices from day one, something we are truly proud of. To all those apprentices here today, especially those in the Amazon family, congratulations on completing the program and achieving your conversion into full-time employees. I'm sure you know this already, but the work doesn't get any easier after you convert. And if I could offer any advice to you at this stage in your careers, I would offer up some guidance from my favorite of Amazon's leadership principles, one of the 14 that we have: learn and be curious. Here at Amazon, we fundamentally believe that leaders are never done learning and always seek to improve themselves. And with that, I challenge all of you to continue to be curious about new possibilities and act to explore them in a manner you can. Thank you for the time, and thank you for the opportunity to work with Apprenti.
Thank you, Nick. That's really some powerful words, and we're really happy that you were able to share them with us. I want to once again pass things over to Jennifer Carlson, who wants to just provide a few more insights into Amazon's relationship with Apprenti and Nick's relationship with Apprenti as well. So, Jennifer.
Well, there's a lot I could say. Some of it probably belongs offline, Nick, since we've now been down this road for a few years together. But on a personal note, I have to tell you that we are deeply appreciative at Apprenti for the connection that we have, not only with Amazon, but the one we've forged specifically with you, and the work that you've done to champion not only veteran recruitment and hiring inside of Amazon, but the work that you do in championing Apprenti to make this an integral part of the business delivery and the needs of the organization. You've ensured an unparalleled professional growth opportunity for all of the people that are graduating today from Amazon, but also those that are coming. We have opened the doors jointly, I think, to both rethinking the recruiting process and how companies are looking at this, and looking at the strength of your program very specifically, and how they can redefine the recruitment of talent process and what that can mean for our industry. So from the bottom of my heart in particular, but on behalf of the organization, I want to thank you for everything that you've done in championing this, for the work that you do. We're honored to work with you on this front and to continue this partnership. And for that, you get to be the recipient of our first industry partner championship award. So you too will have one of these coming. Had we been here in person shaking hands and doing this, I'd be handing this one to you directly. It will be coming your direction shortly, but it is both well earned and merely a token of how we feel about the work that we've done together. So thank you for everything.
Well, thank you. It's been a fantastic partnership, and we continue to embrace all of the opportunities that we get by partnering with you for the apprenticeship opportunity. So thank you very much.
Great. Thanks so much, Nick. And just again, to reflect what Jennifer said, we're really so pleased and so thankful to have you as a part of our Apprenti family. With that, I would like to move on to talking a little bit more about some of our apprentices in our program. It's through the support of people like Nick and companies like Amazon that Apprenti has been able to rapidly expand its apprenticeship program throughout the entire country. We work with companies of all different sizes, large and small, across different workforce sectors, operating locally and nationally. In this group of graduates alone, 19 companies are represented. And among them is JPMorgan Chase, which is one of our country's largest financial institutions and an Apprenti philanthropic supporter. We're really fortunate to be joined by yet another amazing individual, somebody who's recently completed their apprenticeship with JPMorgan Chase. I would love if you all could join me in welcoming Natalie Vega, who will say a few words about her apprenticeship experience. So thanks for being with us, Natalie.
Hi, everyone. My name is Natalie Vega, and I'm a software engineer at JPMorgan & Co. And I've been blessed to be one of this year's lucky Apprenti graduates. So let me tell you a story. Imagine yourself walking around on a road and you're completely lost and you don't know which way to turn, left, right. It all seems the same. It's all very confusing. There are a million people walking around. Nobody speaks your language. And now imagine yourself with a compass and a map, but you have no idea how to use them. No one to show you the way and no one to show you how. So that's where Apprenti comes in. Apprenti opens a door for people that wouldn't have otherwise entered this career field. In my cohort, we had a person that used to work in a steel mill, trying to provide for his family after leaving the military, a person that had just left the military and had no clear path, who had a biology degree, didn't believe his degree was applicable. We had a person who was recently unemployed that was trying to provide for his family. Then we had a person that was working day in and day out for Uber, trying to make ends meet. So I was born in Colombia, and I moved to the States when I was 9 years old. I remember every day stopping by church on my way home and praying as a young child for God to change my life. My mom was a cleaning lady and working, trying to make ends meet for my family. I'm here today and I can say God has answered my prayer. Never in a million years did I envision myself or imagine myself as a software developer. I never believed that was a reality for me. I never believed that was possible. Before I joined Apprenti, I had been in the United States Air Force, and after that, I had decided to get my degree in English literature. Without Apprenti, I wouldn't have been hired by JPMorgan as a software developer. So what all these stories have in common? These were all people that were standing at a crossroads with a serious amount of unrealized ambition and potential that could have easily taken a left and ended up down a road that didn't reveal to the world their true potential. So what does this mean for the companies that are taking a chance on us? Trust me when I say that most apprentices here understand very clearly the responsibility placed on them to make sure the door they enter doesn't close. Because it's not about you or me anymore. It's about the legacy and the message we want to leave behind for the cohorts coming after us. What we bring to the table is diversity of skill, of experience, diversity of story that can be very valuable in solving world problems with technology. And finally, I can't express enough or repeat enough how life-changing this program has been, not only for us, but to all the lives that we touch. And I want to thank everyone that has worked tirelessly to make this program such a huge success, and I can't say enough. Thank you. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Natalie. We're just so honored to have you with us today. And one thing that you mentioned is that you felt that JPMorgan Chase took a chance on someone like you. And I think it's pretty evident that they weren't taking much of a chance at all. It's clear that you're just an amazing person, an amazing apprentice, representative of our program, and representative of the positive impact that apprentices can have on the world. So thank you so much for joining us We really appreciate it. With
Thank you.
that, I would like to, yeah, thank you. With that, I would like to once more pass things off to Jennifer Carlson, who's going to share with us a few final thoughts as we conclude this quarter's graduation. So Jennifer, please take it away.
Well, thank you, Ethan. I really appreciate everybody being here today, and I'm looking at all the names of the attendees, and I see a lot of our graduates are joining us today, which is fantastic. I want to take a moment to congratulate you directly. This is my favorite part of the conversation today. Not that I don't love Nick and Melissa, but you're the reason we're here. And the work that you've done, I think Natalie really put this well. We opened the door, but you did the heavy lift. You did all the work that got yourselves to this place. And for that, I applaud you and your families and all of the support systems that were around you that made that possible beyond just Apprenti. What we did was really just kind of get you the first step, but you had to take it and run with it. So well done, congratulations, and well earned. And for those of them who are graduates who cannot be here today because they are at work, they will get the same congratulations on a more personal level directly from us. For those attending and watching for the first time, we have 143 specifically graduating today. 51% of them are persons of color, people who are coming from what we would consider for the tech sector, non-traditional backgrounds, and non-traditional in the sense that they are not heavily recruited, but they are heavily desired. And our industry is working very diligently to shift culturally and to move in this direction so that we can create more equitable opportunity for not only persons of color, but the 28% women who are here, 50% veterans that are in this cohort and are graduating today. And everybody, companies, as Melissa said, as well as the graduates, have persisted through a really difficult year with COVID. And the 19 companies that, if you were here early on and saw the faces of, or the names of all of the companies that were in the presentations, you would see who they are and what they've done to really move the needle on this. But I want to personally thank each and every one of them by naming them, and that's Amazon, Ascendium, Cengage, Eversource, Franklin Covey, Harvard University IT, Ivanti, that's Clear Lake Company, JPMorgan Chase out of Ohio, Kroger, Microsoft Corporation, OC Tanner, One Magnify, Paycor, Procter & Gamble, RSM, the EW Scripps Company, UC Health, VMware, and Wayfair. These companies made a diligent effort not only in shifting their culture and behavior around hiring, but in really doing a double lift this year and moving into an online environment, keeping apprentices engaged and keeping them moving forward at a time that they were trying to move their business forward as well. It's a really important, I don't want to lose sight of how much work that was really on both sides, as apprentices had to kind of navigate all new waters from the world that they came through. And many of these apprentices were in classroom training as COVID was hitting, or were just coming out of it and even having to migrate into a classroom environment from one that had been in person to now one that was entirely digital. So that is really where we come into an incredible point that we need to make. Apprenti as an organization has paved the road for equitable access. And I think that, as Natalie said, it's about keeping the door open and making sure that everybody is representing it well. Everybody here has worked so hard in representing Apprenti well, and we hope to continue to be able to do that. The numbers that companies are engaging in this year is scaling back up. The economy is coming back online. So we're happy to see that what we see graduating today will continue to accelerate, and we will have more every quarter, and that number will continue to go up. And as we continue to do this work, it will become a more formal part of the economy and how we decide as a ecosystem, if you will, nationally, to create net new talent and to look at talent development in a very different way. And that is ultimately what we are all building towards. This is not exclusively about building an apprenticeship ecosystem. This is about shifting an ideology. And everybody here whether you're an attendee, a guest of an attendee, a graduate, or a company, are all contributing to that paradigm shift. And for that, we say thank you for all your hard efforts and your contributions to that. So with that, I would like to turn it back over to you, Ethan.
Great. Thank you, Jennifer. And thank you once again to everyone who's joined us today. As you've heard from all of the different speakers we've had, Apprenti has touched the lives of a huge number of people over this past year, but none more so than you, the graduating apprentices. Despite the difficulty of the past 12 months, each of you has been able to achieve your goal of becoming an IT professional and bring so much value to your lives, your family's lives, your community's lives, your company's lives, and again, to your life. So as we close out this event today, we're going to be displaying each graduate's name on the screen shortly, just as we did at the beginning. That said, your connection to Apprenti does not end here. You are part of a group of over 1,000 apprentices across the country, across numerous companies, and we encourage you to connect with one another in the days and the weeks to come. Apprenti has an alumni LinkedIn page so that you can stay connected, and we will continue to include new ways to stay involved with Apprenti and help future apprentices in their path to their new tech career. As we conclude today's ceremony, we'll also see some words of wisdom from our graduates, so be sure and stick around just a little bit longer if you're able to. With that, I would like to say thank you once again for attending. Thank you to our wonderful speakers, and congratulations to the graduates of 2021.
After 20 years of service in the United States Army, I retired happily, but then I found out that I will need additional skills to be effective in the post-military life. Apprenti was very handy. Through Apprenti, I was able to pick up some information technology skills and certifications that I currently use and were useful to acquiring my current position as an information technology engineer with Amazon. With that, I'm grateful and I recommend it for